I am back at the park once more, and I wanted to talk about something else today. I wanted to talk about social media. Now, there was a time when all I would talk about was social media, but I guess I stopped caring that much, and the reason why is because, you know, social media is bad, yes, but it is also bad at being the demon, the sort of demon algorithm that people say it is, in the sense that it doesn't really do, you know, the luring aspect very well. My YouTube page, for example, doesn't recommend me any video I will enjoy watching. It is so bad. And even on pages like Twitter, right? It doesn't, it shows me things that the only thing they do is make me close the application. So, well, the application, the website. So it's not doing a very good job. Social media is bad at being addictive, which is strange, but maybe it is just a personal case, you know, something that only happens to me. Sorry, I have to get up. There's like a lot of people walking around, so it's a park. Like, what can I do about it? But yeah, social media is bad at being this sort of demon that everybody says it is. This sort of thing that manipulates all of your psychology and has this algorithm that knows you perfectly and has always something for you to look at. No, most of the time the algorithm just shows me shit and I will not watch it because I know it is shit. So yeah, I don't know. Just wanted to say, social media is shit. It's very bad. I mean, it's bad even as a thing that is supposed to be evil, right? So it's bad at being evil. Perhaps it's due to this that a lot of things, feel stale. The internet is supposed to be bigger than ever. There are more internet users than ever. But I guess you only get to see a sort of average of the whole, right? And as a result, there is like this boring aspect to it. Like, it's very boring. You get to see the same things. You get to see the average of things. I think this topic is probably better for a microblog, so I'm going to write a microblog about it probably. Although, I make no promises, so because maybe I don't I don't feel like it. But yeah, there is a lot of boring stuff on the internet, and it's not about things being able to find things because, well, there it is, but at the same time, it's not about that in particular. Like, I could find, for example, I could find anime to watch or movies to watch and things like that, but when it pertains to the internet itself, things made for the internet, right? That's what I'm talking about. Being able to find things unrelated to it, like other type of stuff, it's relatively easy, I think, unless it is like some obscure shit. But yesterday I was feeling sick, and I am not feeling sick anymore, in the sense that, well, I am still feeling somewhat sick. I was nauseous yesterday, but now not as much, so it got better. But yesterday I was feeling sick, and my first thought was, what if I make it a video? Because it was a strange condition and I wanted to document it. In the end, I just went to bed and I just kinda slept for 3 hours and woke up, and I was feeling a bit better. As for the reason to my sickness, I don't know. I think it has something to do with my sleep. Well, probably not. It's probably something that I ate, and as a result, it's messing up with my sleep. And that's the reason why I think it is about my sleep, but it isn't. But yeah, I've been having really weird dreams, and sleeping little. I wake up every 2 hours, and every time I wake up it's like, what a strange dream I had. The worst part of it is that usually when I have a dream I just write it, which is like an entertaining thing to me, right? Writing my dreams. You sleep for 8 hours of the day, maybe less, realistically, probably less, but even if you sleep for 3 hours of the day, there is an amount of time that you spend it sleeping, and dreaming is giving importance to those hours of the day. So by trying to remember what you dream, by writing your dreams, by keeping a journal, you're kind of, telling your brain, hey, these hours that I'm spending sleeping, they matter, right? Because everyone dreams, they just don't remember what they dream about. It's kind of like real life isekai. You got like another world there. If you're not recording your dreams, you're not accessing that world, which is a shame. So I recommend keeping a dream journal. It's like an entertaining thing to do as well. But when I wake up from these dreams, I know they are weird. They were weird dreams, but I don't remember what they were. I just remember having a weird dream, but not the content of the dream. So that's pretty bad. So I cannot really write about them. I don't know, I don't really want to talk about that right now. I just kinda went on a rant there. But yeah, I wanted to document my sickness, but I didn't do it. Rants, yeah, rants. Why do we go on these pointless rants about things? You know, I think we cannot really be certain of the pointlessness of it. You know, we might see them as pointless because we cannot be aware of the point. Well, we could be aware of a point, but I will talk about this maybe later. Let me keep on the topic of pointlessness as the lack of it. So, we cannot be aware, we cannot. It could be possible that we are not aware of the point and therefore we see it as pointless as a result. But it might simply be that, because we are not aware of it, we cannot be certain of it. So in the end, we just are not certain of the point, that we cannot know the point. And that's where I bring to the idea of knowing the point. Perhaps the point is an inaccessible thing, because even if we know the point, we cannot be certain that it will be the point in the end. For example, if you are looking at this, what is the point of this to you? Perhaps, perhaps there is no point to you, or perhaps the point is something completely different to my idea of the point of it. So, in the end, the point is an inaccessible thing. We cannot know the point. So we go on these rants, right? Because we are unconsciously, but we are cognizant of the fact that that the point is a possibility. We know the possibility of the point, so we go on the rant regardless. Even though we perceive them as pointless, we still go on the rants. We do not have as much of the point, because the point is inaccessible. But when we look at it, when we don't get to rationalize it, it is much of a comma. And when there is rationalization, when we get to determine what it is, it's more like a semicolon.